afternoon, good evening. Emmanuel Ahimbisibwe is my name, and I'm back again to share with you from the Orchard of Marriage. Orchard of Marriage, we prophesy and speak that every marriage will have fruits, will yield fruits, and fruits that people can harvest on, that people can eat on, that people can enjoy, and the spouses themselves can enjoy these fruits. So yes, Orchard of Marriage is about that, bearing fruit, bearing fruits wherever we are, in all that we are doing. So I want to thank God so much for all of you and for all that you have been doing. So today we are sharing a message about, again, I'm adding on the last session we had, which was sex in marriage. And I want to add on this sex in marriage, the topic for today again. And I want to pray that you will enjoy it. I want to pray that the married people have been struggling. They are going to pick up and enjoy. They are going to rejoice. They are going to have it nice. And the young people are not yet there, because it is almost hard to limit. The young people will not listen to this. But I want to pray that they will also be prepared. They will have the desire to get there. They will know how they can handle when they reach there. They know what it takes. Yes, they can be excited that marriage is a good thing. Many people have given up on marriage, but I want to pray and believe that when you listen to a message like this, you'll be motivated, you'll be inspired that you can get there also. That marriage is a good thing and it brings you a blessing. Whatever cost it takes, you need to get it. Yes, it is at a cost. Everyone, those people who have got it freely, who have got it almost at no cost, it is at a cost, but it is good for you. So yes, last time we talked about the mind. One of the first points that we discussed was about preparing our minds for this game, preparing our emotions for this game. It is not a physical act. The act looks to be in the physical parts, but as a matter of fact, it comes from the mind. The mind has to prepare for this. The mind has to be ready for this. Your emotions have to be ready for this. And this one, it goes so much to the men. But the men, you need to make sure that you prepare this game from the mind. That's why we say that if it is to happen in the evening, you start preparing for it in the morning. You start preparing it for it in the morning, such that it grows. By the time you get into it, you are just actually very ready for it. You're very ready for it. You can compare it with maybe a mango fruit. A mango fruit, it comes as a flower. From a flower, a small fruit appears there, then it grows, it starts ripening until when the ripening is full. And then you can enjoy it when it is so good, when it is so enjoyable, and you are like, wow, thanks be to God. You can talk of a purple fruit. A purple fruit is the same. It grows, and finally it ripens, and when you eat it, when the ripening is full, you really enjoy it. So sex in marriage is about like that also, that it has to be prepared. You have to work on it. You have to prepare for it. You don't just jump in it. So when you do that, friends, it should work out very well. One thing that I want to share with us this time, I have a number of areas that I'm going to share with us to make sure that we enjoy this game. We work on it. We get it once and for all. We deal with it once and for all. We deal with it once and for all. If you listen to the first message and then you add on this message, I want to believe we will have handled it once and for all. Coping up with the changes. As we grow in our marriages, from the first day from our wedding day, from the first day of marriage to the first year, to the 10 years, the 30 years, this sex in marriage continues to change. You continue to have changes. You continue to see it changing from now and again. There are lots of things that make it change for some matter. For some reason, it keeps changing. For some reason, health complications set in. For some reasons, we become so busy for each other. For some reason, children come in, and something that we are doing maybe more than once even a day, more than maybe every day, maybe more often in a week, more often in a month. Now it begins to slow down. The rate begins to slow down. That's why I would share with all the new marriages, the new spouses, the dear friends, you need to do it as much as possible, more especially when you have just started. Because as we grow in, then the changes continue to happen in, the challenges continue to come in. The way we understand each other continues to change, and we realize, hey, this thing has all of a sudden changed. The career sets in, and you can no longer cope up with these things. They bring a lot of pressure on you. You touch on your spouse and they are very tired, they are very weary, they are not able. That's why ladies will start telling you about backache, headache, manyam pain, manya not feeling well, flu, cold disease. Those things come in because, there's a pressure from career challenges, pressure from the press of work, a pressure from around ourselves. So pressures can start coming in from here and there. Health complications. These sicknesses of, hypertension, diabetes, all these will affect your sex life. They will affect your sex life. So, dear friends, the issue is these ones will come in, but how do we understand each other? How do we handle each other? We need to be an understanding couple. Now that's where the principle of being an understanding couple has to apply. That you need to understand your challenges and you get solutions, you get remedies of how you can handle these challenges, how you can maneuver through them, how you can keep your sex life very sweet, very interesting, very rejuvenating, yet you are managing these pressures also. These pressures also. For example, people with hypertension or diabetes, these challenges, they will put a lot of pressure on you. They will stress you. But dear friends, as long as you have understood each other, it's a matter of knowing when, how often, it's a matter of putting a lot of effort to prepare for the game. It's a matter of putting a lot of, concentration. You need to concentrate on this game. The more you relax on it, the more you take it easy. Someone has a job where they leave at home at 4 a.m. and they come back at 10 p.m. They leave at home 4 a.m. and they come back at 10 p.m. Dear friends, such a thing will put a lot of stress on your marriage. But you can find a way, you can be understanding, you can cope up with these changes. These changes will keep coming in, dear friends. When you get children in a marriage, most times, it becomes a lot of pressure at home. Maybe the wife is attending to the children, to the babies, they are crying the whole night, and they're not able. That's why there's always a complaint. The ladies will put the baby in the middle of the bed, between the husband and the wife, and the husband is complaining. It becomes a challenge to them. So, dear friends, I want to challenge us and call on us that we need to prepare ourselves to manage these challenges, these changes in our situations, these changes in our environments, dear friends. So we need to manage these changes. We need to know how we can cope up with these changes. A lot of things will change. Menopause will set in. Yes, menopause will set in. When menopause sets in, dear friends, you need to know how to handle the effects of menopause. Some people's libido will go down very seriously. It will go down. Not some people. All of us. Maybe it can be at a different rate, but with the menopause, the libido will go down. And maybe it may go down faster than for ladies than for men. But we need to work on it. We need to prepare and know this thing is coming. Jesus speaks to his disciples. I think John chapter 16, the Gospel of John chapter 16, and says, I'm telling you these things before they come, that when they come, you can know how to handle. I'm paraphrasing. You can know how to handle. So these things you need to know that they will come. Menopause will come definitely. But when it comes, how do you handle? And are you able to notice it? Because from the age of 40, when the woman hits 40, you need to start monitoring. You need to start handling with care. When they hit 45, you need to handle with care. And when they hit 50, there you need to handle with a lot of care. Yet, a few of them, the libido will actually go very high. We have had cases, we have had testimonies. This life that we have, that God gave us, some things that are conventional are likely can be the opposite side for some few individuals. For some few people, can be so much the opposite. When you think that now they have hit menopause and their libido is down, it can be at a time when for some people it goes very high. So dear friends, I want to challenge us. We need to understand each other, to continue caring for each other, to continue building intimacy with each other, to continue being attractive to each other, to continue being considerate and kind with each other. Sex in marriage needs us to be considerate and careful with each other, dear friends, that we will handle. So, I think that I wanted to share with us, to manage, the family. We need as a family to make sure that, as we are growing, we need to make sure that we can sustain. We need to agree on some principles that sustain this game within the marriage. We need to agree on some principles that can help us sustain. What principles am I referring to? At this very moment, I want to refer to us. This game that we are doing, it is better when all of us have prepared and all of us are in for it. But I want to challenge you, dear friends. Sometimes you need to just do it for your spouse. Sometimes you just need to do it for your spouse. Yes, it will be very necessary. You'll find when you are a man, you are not ready, you are tired, you are worn out, you are weary, but you need to do it for your wife. Maybe your wife is so prepared, she's so much high, she needs it so much. So you need to do it, dear friends. So I want to challenge you, dear friends, that we'll do it when we are both prepared and ready for this game. But I want to challenge you, you will also need to do it when only your spouse needs it, and for you, like you are very far from it. People who will tell you that for them, sex in marriage has not been a challenge to them, that's the principle they have mastered. The wife has mastered that this thing that my husband needs it. The husband has known that this thing my wife needs it. Needs it whether I am ready or I am not ready. Except when there is sickness. Except when there is health complication. You know, only that. Maybe the wife is in the MP, menstrual periods. That one can be understandable. But other than that, your health, you are fine. Dear friend, these pressures, these changes that are coming in, you need to prepare your mind as a family and know as long if my spouse wants, I should be ready for this. This is a priority in marriage, dear friends. We cannot call it number 2. We cannot call it number 5. Each time you lower the classification of it, you lower the ranking of it, that's when you start getting problems. So, dear friends, I want to challenge you and call on everyone. You need to give it a priority. To make sure you build a principle there that we will do it as a buffet when we are all ready for it. But just in case I'm not ready, but my spouse wants it so much, please, dear friends, that's how people who have enjoyed their marriages have mastered that principle. And I want to assure you, I want to challenge each one of you, each one of us who are listening to this message, we need to master this principle. That you don't only do it on condition that I am ready for it. No. We have had cases where the wife, taps on the man and nothing. The wife, something they always say, the woman was somewhere, the wife was with the husband. Of course, you know how they make signals. You know how they prepare for this game, and she sat badly. She sat badly, and the husband said, wait, you sit properly. You sit properly, you are sitting badly. My dear friend, she's already prepared. When she comes closer to you in the bed and you push her, you're like, I want my space. I want to be free. I'm very tired. I need my space. I want to be free. I want to sleep well tonight. Dear friend, she's making signals. She's telling you, I am here. I am ready for this tonight. I want it. Sometimes each of us, you may be there and you get some external factors that excite you a lot, and you want to crown this with this game at home. But when you meet, your spouse is the other side. So when your spouse draws closer, when your spouse makes signals, when your spouse pushes closer, when, the wife has put her hand on you, and you're like, I want my space. She has come closer, I want my space. She has put her leg on you, no, I want my space. This husband has come and done the same of these things, and you're I want my space tonight. Me, I'm not feeling well. You go away. Friends, let me insist. You need to do it. You need to do it when you are ready, sometimes when you are not ready. Sometimes you just need to do it for your spouse. That's the message that I'm bringing, dear friends. We cannot keep doing it just when we are ready. We cannot just dictate that we can only do it when we are ready. Some people have timetables. You hear some people have timetables. We do it twice a month. Do you know that in our life now we have sexless marriages? In America, it's so much common. The developed countries, so much common, sexless marriages. Dear friends, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. And the rate is high. The rate is high. The number is increasing. Sexless marriages, online information was giving me once a month. Any of you who are doing it once a month, you're doing this game once a month, I want to assure you, you are in a sexless marriage. Some of you take a month without doing it. Sometimes out because of the distance, because of the work environment, the marketplace, some people work far from each other on a distance marriage, and you take more than a month, 2 months, 3 months, you hear, someone works away from the country and they only meet twice a year. Isn't that a sexless marriage? What else do you want to call that? Some people stay together, but they do it once a month. Dear friends, let's avoid these things. We can manage them. We can run them. So that's what we are saying, that this sex can be beautiful, but it should also be able to be dutiful. I don't know whether that word comes out as well as possible. beautiful, but also dutiful. You do it when you are enjoying it, you have all prepared for it. Maybe you have taken yourselves out, maybe you have prepared a very wonderful meal, maybe you have even gone to some hotel, maybe you have gone to, to do bird watching, you are outside there, you're watching the nature at the beach, you prepared well for each other, you are there for each other. That one you'll have it beautifully. You will enjoy, you'll have it the best of it. But there's a time when you need to do it beautifully. When you do it as a duty, it's very okay. This game is for both of us. It's not just for you, dear wife. It's not just for you, dear husband. It's for both of us. I want to stress and say it is for both of us. Each of us should enjoy. And one of us may want it. When you are not ready, please make sure you are there. You just need some few minutes to prepare your body. You need to prepare your mind and know we are here for this. Yeah, for this, and you do it, dear friends. And sometimes you'll get there when you are like not prepared for it, when you are thinking you are not in the mood, when you are thinking your body is not ready, when you think your mind is not ready, only to reach there and you do the best at the game. I have seen this happen as often as possible. At the time when one of us is not ready, is not well prepared, that's when you go there and you do a game that you have not done in several months, several weeks, you've not done it. So, dear friends, I want to challenge you. You need to do it beautifully, but also dutifully. Beautifully also. I want to challenge you, dear friends. That's it, dear friends. That's it. That's it. Heavenly, this experience of this game in a marriage, you compare, some people call it, an act of worship. An act of worship. Because that climaxing that you get, those of you who have been there, as a matter of fact, this is a terminology. Some people have not got that climaxing for some years in their marriage. But when you've got that climaxing, dear friends, that experience it brings. Why people call it, an act of worship. One, your spirits are together. You are one in the spirit. You are one in the flesh. And these things God has given them to us. He wants us to enjoy this game. It is a gift from God. Sex is a gift from God that He has given us. So when you are doing it and you reach that climaxing, that kind of experience is experience closer to what we shall experience when we shall meet with God. When we shall be living with God our Father in heaven, and we shall live with Him within eternity. When the Bible says that there is no day and night, there is no sun there, Jesus Christ is the light in heaven, and we shall enjoy His presence. We shall worship Him all the time, all through and through again. That beautiful experience is compared to when we are climaxing in this game in marriage, when we are talking about. So, dear friends, just closer. The other one is far ahead, but this one is just somewhere closer. So, dear friends, I want to challenge you and say that you need it. This is an emotional game that you need to start working on it. Some people compare it to a cake. Sometimes our mindset, the kind of perception is which synonyms do you have closer to the word sex? It also matters. Acronyms. Which acronym do you attach to this word? So let's talk about the cake. A cake is as sweet as possible, as tasty as possible, of course, when prepared by the rightful person. So a cake somewhere, almost every other time, you may need to test on it. You may need to test on it. So this game, when we have prepared for the sex in marriage, should taste like a cake almost every time that you are having it. You should work on it and make sure it is as ready as a cake. And a cake goes through processes. It is prepared with a lot of ingredients, and goes through processes to taste as sweet as the one we always eat. So, dear friends, I want to challenge you that you need to compare sex in marriage to a cake, a well-prepared cake. How do you prepare a cake? How sweet is it? How nice is it? And a cake is a cake. You may eat it today and you feel you're okay, but tomorrow you'll need it. In the evening you'll need it. The ladies know a cake more than the men, as a matter of fact. They know a cake more than, but that sweetness that you are having, that enjoyment that you are having is compared to the other game. But also the preparation process of a cake should be compared to the preparation of this game that we are talking about. So you need to have the right terminologies. You need to have the right understanding of this game that we are talking about. No, it is a cake. It is prepared from the mind. You prepare both from the mind, emotionally and physically. We have known that we need a policy to know that there is a time when we shall do it beautifully. There's a time when we shall do it dutifully. Dutifully. Some of these men, I don't know your men, but some of these men I've interacted with, when they are so much on pressure and they're like, please, tonight, today, this morning, sometimes they just want like 5 minutes. Which ladies you can, which you can. And the opposite is the same. Some ladies, they also would want it for just a short time for now. For now, just a short time. So, dear friends, we should all be ready for each other, as a matter of fact. Ladies, the people I'm talking to, do we have marriages where the lady has never had a chance to make an advance? No, it should not be there. Ladies should be very good on making advances on this game. They know how to prepare it, they know how to ask for it, they know how to look for it, they know how to get in it, they know how to enjoy it, as a matter of fact. So you would think that a lady has the whole art. Has the whole art or the whole design. But she knows how to prepare herself, she knows how to have it, she knows which parts are sweeter, she knows where it gets very exciting, she knows which positions to get to, she knows the graphical positioning of herself to make sure she gets the best. So dear ladies, don't be quiet. Don't be quiet that you cannot make an advance. You are very good on making an advance, you are excellent, you can do it better, I know. Don't have a husband who says, my wife, I've never seen her make an advance. I've never seen her making any signal that she's ready. It is always me to ask, to push for it, me to demand. No, don't have those marriages. If you are listening to the Orchard of Marriage, I want to pull out that from you. I want to crush that from you, that mindset. I know that you need a mindset where even the wife has the power, has the strength, has the inspiration. She can make an advance. And men, as a matter of fact, generally, worldwide, men will enjoy it better, will feel so much when the wife has made an advance. Man, that's another form of respect. The other time we talked about respect. That's another form of respect to a man. When the wife makes an advance, of course, very politely, very softly, very with a lot of smile, with a lot of lingali, night lingali, with a lot of the bedroom well prepared, with a lot of art and skill. You know, she knows how to bring her husband, how to win him to her side. So, dear friends, I want to challenge you, dear wives, you can do it better. Husbands, please give chance to your wife. I hear some people, they have issues, especially the Morocco again. Have issues when the wife makes an advance, when the wife, presents herself, when she sets up herself, the husband is like, where did you learn all this? But sincerely, why? Why should you? These things come naturally. These things come naturally. Some of us, we married when we had never slept with anyone. Yes, we are living testimony when we had never slept with anyone. There are many people who married when they had never slept with anyone, and they learned on the job, slowly by slowly, pora. Today they are able to bring in almost 1,000 tricks and skills of doing this game. They are able to bring on board 1,000, styles that they have learned naturally. God will speak to us about these styles. You'll be curiosity. Some of you, when you have this curiosity mind in you, then you suppress it. You suppress it. You're like, maybe this is not of God. Maybe my husband will misunderstand me. My wife will misunderstand me. Please, this game should have a lot of fun. This game should be enjoyed with a lot of fun. I want all of you to enjoy it, dear friends. Bring in as many styles as possible that you get in the mind. You don't need to read about a book that gives about styles. Just try what you're thinking about. Have a marriage where your spouse is ready to try out something you have brought on board to suggest. Let each one of us be able to suggest something. Ladies have a lot of styles. You don't need to first go outside your marriage to learn something new. No. You can try as much, as more that you get in your mind, in your head, the more curiosity you have, try it. That's how my marriage we have built it, as a matter of fact, with my wife Sharon Chibatenga. We have tried a lot of styles. We've tried a lot of skills, a lot of experiences. We have tried a lot. You have thought of this, bring it on board and we see. You think of sitting when you are doing this game, when you are sitting, let's try it and we see. How does it be? You know, you think of the wife being on top, let's try it and see. How does it feel? Yes. You think of coming from the other side, let's try it and see. Let's go try it and see how it works. You think of, being a kiss, let's try it and see. Some of these things, dear friends, they need to us to be as flexible as possible. But also, let me say this, dear friends, we need to be able to have marriages where we are talking about this game as often as possible. We need to talk about this. Dear men, my dear men, the husbands, when this game is finished, don't just sleep immediately. Do an evaluation. How did you feel? How was it? Thank you so much. Each of us should appreciate the other. It's not only men to appreciate ladies. It's not only ladies to appreciate the husbands. No, dear friends, we should appreciate each other for this game. It takes effort. It takes skill. It takes everything. Our emotions. It takes our emotional strength. So, dear friends, we need to appreciate each other every time we finish this game. And be careful to confront each other when it has not been good. Because most likely, when it is not good, it may be from the other side. You may think she's the one who did not do her part. Kumbe, if you got a sex therapist, it's likely to tell you are the one who is not always good. So, dear friends, let's not be confrontational, but let's talk about it. Let's evaluate how it is. This month, how has it been? You know, speak to each other and say, this one has been extraordinary. This one has been extraordinary for the whole of this year. I had not seen this. For the whole of the month, we have not had something like this. This has been extraordinary. Yeah, it has not been good tonight, but next time we shall do better. Yeah, this day it has not been very exciting, but next time we shall do it better. I'm sorry, this time it was not very good because I did not have enough strength. I was not well prepared emotionally, but next time I promise it will be better. That's how it becomes so sweet and so good, dear friends. Talk about this game. If you have not been having it and you think there is a reason, bring it up. Give each other a chance to bring it up, this reason. To say, is this that we always do? Me, I would do it. It always switches me off. That those skills, also those styles that switch you off. There are those foreplay, acts. There are some parts the man may think they are okay to touch, yet the wife to her, she does not want those parts to be touched on. So talk about these things, dear friends. Talk about which parts bring the best experiences. Yes, so talk about it, and it will be very good for you when you keep talking about it. Be flexible about this game to try as many things, to be as curious as possible about a number of things, a number of experiences. Your marriage, you will not have another marriage. We have one marriage on this earth. Yeah, it is very possible you'll have one marriage on this earth. And some of you maybe you are thinking of another marriage. No. Ideally, we should be having one marriage on this earth. So try whatever you want in heaven, and they say in heaven there is no marriage. That's what the people will say on the streets. But dear friends, I want to challenge you. I want to request you. Let's try everything that we are curious about, that we can think about within this marriage. There should be nothing sinful between the two of you. As long as you have agreed about it, the two of you, your emotions are right, your minds are right about it, your hearts are right about it, you have agreed about this thing, dear friends, it should not be considered otherwise. Should not be considered sinful. I know some styles that I do at my place, if someone hears about it, you are a Moroccan, you are a Christian, born again, a believer of Christ. How can you do that? As long as we have agreed about it, dear friends, we are in a holy marriage, we have married each other, we have Christian marriages, it should work. It should work. I know, for example, oral sex people will say oral sex is sinful, oral sex is bad, but also depends on our mindset, on our mind setup. It also depends what do we mean by oral sex. Some people, oral sex means something different. Some people, it means something different. Some people just a kiss. Some people, it means, using the sexual organs. So it depends on how we have set our minds. So be willing to learn. Be willing to learn, dear friends. This game needs us to be learning all the time. It needs us to be learning this and the other. It needs us to be coping up with what is coming on board. It means us to be curious and to expose our minds, to expose our lives about this game. We read about it. We listen and learn about it, like from this message that I'm sharing about. You learn about it from your friend and you're like, oh, let's try this again. Let's check this again. Let's, try those things that you have learned, but like I told you, whenever I'm looking for something online, I'm searching for a topic online. I want to be sure if you are of a soft mind, better seek for Christian sex. Christian, maybe sex in marriage, sex in Christian marriage, something, attack something godless, something Christian, because the world may have a lot of things. The world may have a lot of things that are extremely outside the boundaries of what a Christian mind who is full of the Holy Spirit can contain. Not everything can be contained by a body that is full of the Holy Spirit. You may do things that surely contradict the presence of the Holy Spirit, and you grieve the Holy Spirit. So don't. Especially those things that hurt your friend. You know, they may be very, however, and they may not be nice. So, naked and not ashamed. The other time I had a topic here of naked and not ashamed. You know, this game we should make sure we are naked and not ashamed. Make sure you are very open to each other. Make sure you are exposed to each other. Make sure you are not fearing each other. Make sure your mind is very welcoming to your friend. Make sure your whole body is welcoming to your friend. Be free. Be loose. Be loose at this moment. Be loose at this moment. Don't be in this game and you are not flexible, you are not loose, you are very tight, your body is tight like this. What is that? Let me tell you about this. Some people have a perception that my wife does not have enough lubrication. You know about that? Does not have enough lubrication. But that whole thing is about the mindset in most times. It's about how we prepare. I may not mention a lot of things about like lubrication, about like orgasm, those things. I may not mention them because this message is listened to by all ages. It's hard to limit it. But dear friends, I want to tell you, this is most times it's about the mindset. Some people are trying a lot of herbs. They are eating herbs from here and there, a lot of supplements, a lot of what. Some of those things, sometimes you just need to work on your mind. What kind of perception do you have about this game? What kind of perception do you have about this game? Have you become naked and not ashamed before each other? Are you loose and open? Do you take enough time to prepare for this game? Is your life and your body always there for it? Or it's something you do dutifully all the time? Dutifully all the time. You need to do it beautifully as often as possible. Naked and not ashamed. So maybe one of the last things, I'm about to bring this to an end. Initiation. How do we initiate for this game? It all matters. It makes the whole magic sometimes, in most times. How do we initiate this game? How do we initiate this game? My dear people who are very reserved, very humble, others are very tough. Some men are very tough. Please, when we reach at this game, be a very nice man. Be a very nice woman. Please. For this very time, this moment, when we are getting there, we need that kind of softness. We need that kind of caressing each other. We need that kind of romantic to each other. We need to find the other man in you who is so much kind and welcoming, a child of God, a servant of God. We need that one who is not chasing demons now, but who is having communion with your wife. Communion with your husband. We now need that soft hand. We need those soft touches. It is a point now when we need that soft connection. So dear friend, thank you so much. I want us to improve on our initiation skills such that, this game can be as enjoyable as possible, and we can, make sure we build things that can sustain this game. We are in marriage for as long as the Lord keeps us here on this earth. So don't just prepare, don't make it a moment thing. Build some principles that can help you to take it up to the end. To take it up to the end of your lives. Even when you are at 60 years of marriage, dear friends, you need to have those things of being attractive to each other, being funny to each other, making a lot of fun to each other, being exciting to each other, making chats with each other, making nice communication with each other. Have time to jazz. Have time to talk about the environment. Have time to talk about your neighbors. Have time to talk about yourselves. Have time to talk about your goals. Talk about your children and your grandchildren. And all that should be able to help you, dear friends, and bless you. Yes, so I told you lastly that you need to give it enough time. You need to make sure you're prepared for this, dear friends. The moment you've given it enough time, I started with it, I'm ending with it. The moment you've given it enough time, the moment you're loose about it, the moment you're flexible about this game, the moment you're curious to learn much more about this game, be curious. make sure you can try out as many styles, as many experiences, as many ways as possible. Be curious and make sure you try it within. Let's not allow anyone to go and try something strange outside the marriage. No, let's try whatever we think of inside. Dear ladies, be free, be free. We are now, it's a master bedroom and we are there together. We are only two. And God has blessed this gift. It's a gift He has blessed for us. So thank you so much, dear friends. May the good Lord bless you. And we'll continue to share about these messages at Orchard of Marriage. Next time I can share about something, but I want to pray and believe that your marriage will be exciting, your sex life will be exciting, this game will be exciting to every one of you. Wherever you are listening from, you need to be curious, you need to be excited with each other. Make sure you explore as much as possible. Explore as much as possible with us. Dear friend, this is a message, lastly. Every time you struggle with this game, it is very possible your children will also struggle. That's Christianity. That's the spiritual life. That the more you struggle in this game, it's very possible that your children will also struggle. Even when they never saw you in this game, very possible that your children will struggle. Very possible that your grandchildren will struggle. But if you decide and you purpose to enjoy, it's very possible that your children will also enjoy this game. I like this couple that was telling us. That they came to minister to a fellowship, and they said that because they are curious about this game, because they love this game, it is beautiful to them. They have been able to know almost as many guest houses as possible around them. For them, they will be coming from church and they will pass at the guest house and they will do the game. For them, they will be coming from some function, they pass at some hotel, they do this game. Very not expensive, affordable prices, maybe, I don't know, affordable prices. They go there, they do this game, and also abiding yourself to your bedroom, also alone all the time can make this game boring. Once in a while you can plan to go outside. Once in a while you can plan to do it somewhere else, dear friends. It makes the whole difference. Some people can even change from their bed and they go down. They go from their bed, they can make some preparation down. And they can do it and enjoy this game, dear friends. We have had some people do it in their bathrooms. Depending on the size of your bathroom, depending on how you prepare yourself, depending on how you lose and naked and not ashamed you are with each other. So, dear friends, I want to challenge you on that. Hey, I didn't tell you that if you can bear it together, dear friends, I'm told it makes the whole difference. Something that I've not explored a lot, but it can do a lot of difference, dear friends. It's magical. It's magical. Yes, may the good Lord bless you. In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.